Hi.
Morning, Kate. How are you?
Um, I'm getting recovering after yesterday's evening.
Oh,
It was very emotional. We just were sitting during our breakfast and thinking about influence of um, how it goes moon.
full
Full
moon.
moon, yes, influence of full
Mm.
moon to our emotions, to possibility to communicate without aggressive, without emotions. Because yesterday we had very strange moment in the dialogue, and we were shocked. So today my head, is such after this emotional uh,
Fight.
fighting, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Because it was stupid if I will come back to all things which were said and how it was. It's really so stupid. But at the moment, there are so a lot emotions and
And you cannot control. It's all
yes,
out of your control. Yes,
yes, yes.
I see. Mm. I mm, I understand you well because I can feel that impact of moon, full moon. Not every month, but last few days I couldn't sleep.
Mhm.
I mean, I couldn't fall asleep fast, but I was tired, so I wake up early every day. And yesterday I started at 6:30, and I couldn't sleep at 11, at 12. I I at the same time I feel that boost of energy, and at the same time sometimes close to worries, you know.
Mhm.
And yes, I know what you mean. Sometimes I just cannot fall asleep when uh, there are lights from the moon. Light of the moon is just shining to me, or yeah, I would be experiencing some emotions. Would be very emotional somehow.
I even asked ChatGPT about is there some statistic about this influence on people. And he said that there is no such statistic. That there was one um, uh, no, not explorer, исследование, как, how to say,
Research.
research. There was one research of psychiatrics, and they were studying this behavior of people in the full moon, and they didn't saw any differences between usual days. So there
Mhm.
is no official statistics, and it's such why because a lot of people saying about this emotional mood and so on. It's interesting, yeah.
What if they just connected? They are connecting their mood, their emotions to full moon, and the reason might be different. As we say, like as I've been learning one modality, and as they say, don't do anything and anyone bigger than you that can impact you, that can influence you. Because when you do so, you give power to this, whatever it is, to have power over you.
Mm-hmm.
And yes or no, I would agree with this. I cannot ignore the moon, the cycle of water in our planet and whatever. But it makes sense in order that you get your power back, saying, "Well, I'm not going to." For me, it works like if somebody or something makes me upset,
Mm-hmm.
one moment I can decide I won't be upset over this. I'm not giving my power, my energy, my lifetime, which is priceless, to this fucking shit. I'm not doing this bigger than me. Okay, I'm not. like, yeah, I would say ignoring, but like it's making a choice. Do not
no choice.
get involved. Maybe moon, maybe whatever. I will find out, but I'm not giving the power to this object.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. Thank you for sharing.
No problem. Morning, Alex.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
I think like pretty much same as Kate if she shared like her condition because this full moon was pretty complex for us. Yeah, emotionally and for some reason physically. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what? I've just remembered that I was sick all day on Monday. I was just dying sick. I thought I would die because of a stomach bug or something like that. So I didn't eat anything. No, it was yesterday, wasn't it? It was yesterday, sorry, Tuesday, the day before yesterday, Tuesday. So I didn't eat anything strange. I didn't drink alcohol. And just out of nowhere, Tuesday morning, I woke up with like a huge headache. Like it was I was drinking all night long. Just like somebody was just squeezing my head and all my bones. And I was like, what? Like headache was so bad. And then once I started to move, I got sick with my stomach and I was vomiting. I was so bad. I was sleeping all day long. And maybe that's a full moon. Now I'm thinking that.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Physically. So somebody would be struggling emotionally, somebody would be experiencing something on their physics.
Yeah. I'm pretty wondered why there is no like evidence base because of the changes in human body and in our feelings according to like moon cycles. It's really weird because like we see the oceans, how oceans react to the moon, and this like huge amounts of water like around the whole planet, and it reflects. And but we are like human beings consist of like 80% of water, so it's really strange to like possess like as we not reflecting the same moon cycles. So yeah, for me it's weird.
But
Sorry.
people in Asia, in Bali, for example, they have a lot of traditions in these days. Maybe they like such an example for us. I think with all these traditions, they like put this energy to some rituals, and maybe it's like one of the way to cope with all these processes which is going on, connecting to someone. Yeah. Lena, you wanted to say something?
I'm sure that you'll find out. Well, I mean, if you're looking for the answer to your question, you might find it sooner or later. And this is a really interesting topic to discover. I don't know much about this, to be honest.
For some reason it changed like once the I don't know how should I call it светская жизнь.
As social life?
This is like a wider meaning. Like once the developed countries like started set the new order. Yeah, for some reason, yes, or some religious rules being set, they canceled all the previous like centuries of all the traditions based on the moon cycles and etc. etc. So
yes.
yeah, So our ancestors also celebrated like moon cycles, celebrated all this nature based like holidays and cycles. But sometimes I think probably because of the religion, it was changed to some random things, some random rules, holidays, and so on. So yeah, for me, like the beginning of the year is like have more sense when it's in spring rather than like 1st of January.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would agree.
It's a habit, yeah, and it's already formed habit because like all my New Years were like on January 1st, but seems more logic in feelings, celebrating New Year like the new year.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. As I know, we used to have lots of rituals, spirituality in our history when we were, what you call it? We call it, sorry, I forgot this one in English, or in Russian as well. Oh my God. So we were Kiev Rus, and before that,
Hmm.
so we were tribes.
Yeah, tribal culture. Yeah. Repeat.
Посполита?
Язычники.
А,
Mhm.
мгм.
The pagans tradition. So we used to respect cycles, moon cycles, nature. We used to have loads of beliefs and goddess based on nature. And the same was in Celtic tradition, as you know, in Ireland, in Scotland, and they still respect those traditions, and they are so connected to the nature, to the mother nature, and they say that Celtic magic is the most powerful and the, let's say, very much connected to Mother Earth. And they respect all those things, cycles, and there are lots of shamanism as well. And I was surprised that when I met people that would be talking about old, ancient rituals, traditions, celebrations as well, and they still respect those. I think they would be telling also like non-official start of the year would be in spring in Ireland, and something else I just forgot about that. They, for example, they have that very as we have that old celebration, like let's say Malanka or whatever, they have their own traditions and celebrations connected to year cycles.
I think this could be like
No, I'm just saying that that's interesting, and as we see, there are not a lot of people who is doing it. It's very small groups of people.
I can I could make a hypothesis. So the beginning of this change when everything were broken, when people broke these rules. How should I say? When everything went wrong. Yeah.
Broke the rules, broke the rules, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think
I would say everything went to different direction because we cannot say if it's right or wrong. In my point of view, this is a system. The politicians, the states would just cut off that spirituality and connection with the nature on purpose, you know.
Yeah. I think the beginning of this like global process probably started in Roman Empire. before even like our country or our region became religious. And when we were a wild tribes, our ancestors, were
Yes.
wild tribes. Uh, we had Roman Empire in European region, and that Roman Empire grow up, yeah,
Grew up.
grow
Yes.
up, and they like had to invent some universal system to unify all the cycles and celebrations. That's why we still have their calendar, because the Roman Empire was pretty wide, starting from the Turkey and finishing on United Kingdom. The whole Europe was the Roman Empire. And as we see, the beginning of the spring starts in the end of January in Italy. And the same spring starts, I think, closer to the end of April, somewhere close to Netherlands, somewhere close to Sweden, and so on. So seasons are pretty different, but the huge, a political machine, it's not comfortable for huge machine to have different rules, different holidays, different cycles. They had to unify the system. So have the same beginning of the year, same days for some celebrations and so on. So it's much easier to control the huge country when they have the solid system to control people. So that's why they could invent same rules for everybody. It's pretty weird because as I know, for example, in two weeks, Italy has Ferragosta. This is some celebration of um, I forgot the word. Урожай.
Harvest.
Harvest. Yeah, yeah. So they are collecting the harvest in the end of July, and in the beginning of August, they're celebrating the harvest. So that's why 2 weeks of August, mostly everybody in Italy have their vacations. When the whole country goes to the sea to rest and to celebrate the harvest, the result of the year. So as you know, in Ukraine, we still making harvesting and uh,
In
September,
September,
October.
I would say,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, in
October,
September.
yeah.
Yeah, September, October. So 1 or 2 months later. So that's why we can have same holidays, but in different months. So for huge machine, it's much easier to set up the same rules, but for some countries, it will be comfortable because it will um, совпадать.
Match. It would match.
Yeah, yeah. So it will match their natural cycles, but for Nordic countries, it will be weird. Yeah. So probably this is another assumption. That's why northern countries are still less religious than our countries, because once our countries, once the Christianity born here, closer to south, and begin spreading across Europe. So I think for them it's weird, celebrating lots of things which are totally doesn't match their cycles. So it could be a reason why they're ignoring all the rules of religion and so on.
Yes, that makes sense. Plus, in the south, it's easier to survive. It's warm, right? Better harvest. I don't know, better weather, and people are more relaxed. They wouldn't be working so hard as they do in northern countries to survive, to heat their houses and feed their children. It's always been like that.
And I was really surprised when I heard that the variety of delicious food across the countries is really connected to their religiosity.
Oh my God, let me double check this one.
So how religious they are, yeah. So that's why, like for example, in Italy, people are deeply religious. That's why they have uh, post some period of time when
They fast.
they fast,
Mm-hmm.
fast or feast.
So the to fast, I mean, I'm fasting. I'm not eating. I'm respecting my religious, I don't know, rules. And feast, I'll type now. It's like it is a noun.
So once they have a feast, uh, uh, they're limiting themselves, but yeah, the end of this period is a huge celebrations for them. That's why they're inventing so many ways to celebrate the end of the feast. And that's why like Italian food or French food are so delicious. They have lots of delicious food, and also Spain, lots of cheeses, lots of like meat things, yeah, and so on. Uh, but Nordic countries, like they are less religious and they have like much poor cuisine.
And Polish and Czechoslovakia, the same. In Slovakia too, they don't have something special in their national dishes and food.
Yeah, I think it's also like secondary connected to uh, how rich is their like nature, because like it's much easier to grow lots of things here in southern regions, like make pasta with tomatoes, with basil, with nuts, with oranges, with lots of cheeses. Yeah, but I don't know.
But if you, for example, Ukrainian kitchen for me is more delicious than Polish, Czechoslovakian, and Slovakian, and a lot of different countries. But we don't have something unusual in products, and I can say that we have a lot of religion traditions, or we have.
I don't.
My family had some traditions when I was a child, and then they getting less and less each year. So now it's more about my grandparents.
Religious traditions are gone, but we still have food. Nice food.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you can say fasting. So I'm fasting today. I'm not eating. Okay. And the post is fast, not feast. Sorry, my fault. And people normally fasting before Christmas or before Easter, according to their religious beliefs.
And I was thinking about this. Let's talk. Let's say like this conflict, which is growing up during the full moon. Every time after that, I see that it seems like a new scene of some points of view of some my problems, for example, or misunderstanding. For example, yesterday we saw how is different each of us in thinking. For example, we are telling the same words, but for each of one, these words have different meaning and different context. And every time it's so from another side, it's stupid because there are a lot of emotions and all this pain. I don't know, but from another side, there are a lot of these insights. Like we can see from a new side some things in our communication. And this working usually in full moon or in the sun. How it calls затмение солнечное?
Eclipse, solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse. Yeah.
Solar eclipse.
In these days, it's working like this. For example, in usual days, it could be just some emotional dialogue with no sense. But in these days, we see some new sides of our thinking, of our way of communication, and so on. Am I correctly explaining it? It's so hard in English sometimes.
That's interesting. I know what you mean. And I think it's still the retro Mercury has been going on. It's still
It's end, as I know.
Okay.
It's ended 1 week ago.
When you were talking, Kate, I just remembered that I've been learning tarot, and in tarot there is one card which is the moon, and it always has the energy of confusion, misunderstanding, fears, emotional mix up, and as well as sometimes lie, but it's about more about inner confusion inside you. It's about your dark or shadow parts that you have to discover. And it's also about, I said illusions and confusion a lot. It's like emotional bog, balloon. Emotional bug or informational bug. I'm still learning the way it works, but that you were telling the same that I feel about energy of this moon.
Yes, if we will look at our conflict from the side, it's very interesting to do this every time, because each conflict has each sense. And if we will look on them after that from the side, we can find a lot of awareness and a lot of new understanding how our not physics, our psychology, each of us is working, how my logics and how my partner's logics is working, and why. And it's very interesting to explore it, not just to loud to each other and forgot about it, but explore why it's happening and what is going on. Really, it's very interesting every time. It's never ending.
Yes, as they say, okay, I have this card with me. One of the meaning of this card, that there is something hidden inside you need to discover, but there is realization or insight, information behind this. So the way of your self journey or your spiritual journey might be tough because there are lots of hidden emotions and stuff, but after that you get release, you get some you if you learn the lesson, you will get benefits.
Yeah, it's like growing up.
Yeah, but this is the way. You see, the way is might be tough or
what is tough?
Tough. Тяжелый, жесткий, прям такой.
Yeah, it's working like that, really.
And you see the meaning of this card as well. As you see, we have wolf, a dog, and Cancer. Oh my God, not Cancer. Scorpio, I think, and Scorpio normally goes backward, and they are barking on the moon, so it's like Trinity, but they are all disconnected because the Scorpio wants to go back. The dog is barking. Wolf is, I don't know what. So that's about your confusion. It's like a
Yeah.
mess.
It's very interesting.
You know, it's easier. It is like short way to explain this card. What the fuck is going on? Let's get out of here. If you don't want to do any inner work, just better go out. Get out of this shit because it's like feels like a bog, emotional bog.
Yeah.
But we've survived.
Yeah, we still have 2 eclipses.
In August.
So, yeah, I think in August. I don't know. I forgot like the dates.
Yesterday we said to each other that next full moon we will have we will that's how to say, silence day. Yeah, no words during the day.
Mhm. So we have 2 eclipses. First one, 12th of August. Next one, 28th of August.
Indeed.
It's not every time so emotional and so hard. It's really different from each other. Sometimes it's really very calm days.
Mhm.
It's very time.
I suppose you can ask astrology experts. They might find out according to your signs, rising signs and stuff and aspects. So they might give you more information about these things.
Yeah.
Mhm. For me, it doesn't work. Yeah, actually, I was like pretty tired to fit my life into like personal, I don't know, forecast. Yeah, personal forecast.
I don't get you. Sorry. Personal
Forecast.
forecast. Forecast.
Forecast. Yeah. So yeah, I decided like just to live my life, but I still like consider some, not all, but only some astrological things just as a space weather. Yeah, so I know that like tomorrow or like next month will be the month of rainy season, so I'm just preparing my umbrella. So yeah, it works in the same way for me. So once I know that it's like a season, not always, yeah, like as we see like yesterday, it was raining, but I went without umbrella. So that's why I had some conflict situation. Yeah, but generally, yeah, it helps me just to be prepared, better prepared. Not perfect, but better. Yeah. Living a life when everything is predicted and when everything is like described in some forecast, for me, it's pretty weird and depressing. So it's not as interesting as feeling that I'm creating my way, my destiny.
Because for me, it's more important to get not a forecast, to get a key or a real suggestion how to learn my lesson, how to go through my life lesson with ease, you know, and to get benefits, to get the positive outcome. I mean, if we speak about astrology, forecast, astrology, consultation, as well as tarot, as well as other things, or metrics of destiny, destiny metrics.
Yeah, it's not about predicting. It's like about some little things to think about. Because if we come to astrologists to predict our future, I found interesting word I will say send to our chat. As for me, when I saw a lot of discrepancies,
Let me check.
when that points which were said about from astrologists is not matched with my reality and future, it didn't work. I just felt disappointed, and yeah, it's not working like that. It's not about predicting, so we shouldn't believe to this and from this side. But for example, if we are thinking about our money, what can I do to have some balance with earning money and with my life? I can take a tarot card, for example, and just to find some interesting insights to this topic. It's not like an answer, you should do that and that. It's not about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Discrepancies. Yeah, nice one.
And discrepancies, it's when it's work, yeah, совпадение.
It works, yeah.
I have no?
I see coincidence. Coincidence, yeah? Совпадение.
Yes, coincidence.
So there could be like discrepancies, and discrepancies probably is like a technical term, like when some details fit or doesn't fit to each other.
Sorry, can you repeat?
So probably this discrepancies is like a technical or scientific word.
Oh, maybe with some
like scientific or something.
Because if I delete this, the first three letters, I don't get the right word. It's like it doesn't work like connection, disconnection. No. Well, and do you think that this tough period, I would say emotionally tough period, is over yet for you guys?
I'm not sure that we can say yes or no, because every time it's happening simultaneously, yeah. Like surprise, surprise.
Okay, occasionally.
Occasional.
I mean, this month, this full month.
You never know. It works like 3 days plus and 3 days minus, yeah, so some weak corridor, yeah.
Sounds creepy, you never know,
But we are aware, well prepared, so at least, yeah, we can just ping ourselves earlier. So, like, as we know, like in our psychotherapy, it helps us not only fight our copes, but catch like the moment as early as possible when our reactions or when our thoughts or something happening inside us starting happening. So this psychotherapy helps us to shorten the period of time between the point when it starts, yeah, and when we catch that, oh my god, this happens with me right now.
When you get triggered.
Yeah, when you before, like, psychotherapy helps us to shorten the period of time between the trigger and our realizing what is going on right now. So, like earlier, when I was triggered, between the trigger, my reaction, and my understanding what happened, it was like days or even weeks. Now this period of time shortened to minutes, sometimes hours.
You are aware, you're becoming more conscious, and you're aware of things that are going on with you and your physics. And that's wonderful. You should just be so proud and happy for yourself, looking back at yourself like how many years ago?
Yeah,
10 years.
It wasn't 10
even
years.
6 years, I think.
Why 6? Yeah, we started at 2016. So it's 10 years.
10 years.
We should make a cake to celebrate this. Yeah, I think it started somewhere in.
We can see on messages to our first therapist to find in
Let's do
social
this.
media.
So you've been guys in therapy for 10 years already.
Yeah, it was our first couple therapy.
That's awesome. Kate, I think that you need to go, right?
Yes, I need a little bit more time today before training. So yeah, thank you for the lesson, for our meeting.
Thank you very much for joining and take care. Alex, we can continue if you don't mind. Or
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm still here. Have a good day, Kate. So that's, yes. Well, to be aware is the key. So are you going to discover this topic more?
Yeah, why not? Or like you mean discuss it right now, or
Discover
am
more.
I going?
Yeah, maybe you would do research to look for specialists or modalities or whatever tools or sources you can find to find out more. Because yes, this sounds important in order of self emotion regulation. Because I'm the same. I can feel that impact on me, impact of the moon.
For me, like this process works, I think, better when it just happens natural way, because like some obstacles, some people, I'm uh, I'm meeting some people. I receive some obstacles that helps me to proceed my evolution, like my personal evolution. Yeah, so that's why I'm not forcing that. Yeah. So now I have like a group therapy for almost 1 year, and I also, for example, found like actually Kate shared me this great YouTube channel with a great Ukrainian therapist, and I listened to her videos, and they helped me to better understand my reactions and the reasons of those reactions and how it works. And I have lots of insights. And actually, yesterday I had like a practical lesson because I heard some information in those videos. And yesterday, after our therapy, I got like a bad feeling. I felt strange. And it was really hard for me to understand what actually am I feeling right now. So that's why I went out, bought some pizza and so on. And it took me 20 up to 30 minutes to for a discussion, for an inner discussion, and understanding what actually happens with me, which like parts of me were like sensitive, why I reacted, what my reaction means for me, why it happens. And I answered all these questions and calmed down.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if I was able to do the same without those videos. But because they explained it the mechanism, how it works and why. Yeah.
You
If
mentioned,
you,
sorry.
yeah, if you want, I can just share this YouTube channel.
I have my notes. Olha Demchuk.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen her videos. Yeah, yeah. I have everything noted here. And well, and then you mentioned group therapy. What is this? What's this like? If you can share.
Um, it's a group of people. I think around 10 of us, approximately. Yeah, 10 of us. So we are gathering once a week in the end of, like, our group is on Mondays. Kate has like on Thursdays. In evenings, we have a group call because everybody are just in different countries. And we're just sharing some insights or something that happens in our lives, either on some specific topic or just randomly, and trying to be as open as possible, as ранимый, как сказать, уязвимый,
Vulnerable.
vulnerable as possible, to be supported by others, to be heard by others, and to give others possibility to have this feeling when I'm not alone with this problem. Because once, like, some random person also shared they have the same, it really helps because you see, like, oh my God, I'm not alone with this problem, and we can discuss this problem and so on. Sometimes, like, we have a kind of educational therapy because our therapist is a scheme therapist, like schema.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah. So she explaining us how different psychological schemas works for us. Yeah. So we are receiving some psychological illustration how our psychics works. Yeah, and sometimes it also helps. Yeah.
All right. And how does one session last? Oh, sorry, how long does one session last?
2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
She just collects a new group starting this September, I think. So if it's interesting for you, you can just try.
Okay.
It's not the first like a group therapy for me. We had uh, different formats of groups. Sometimes, like, I participated in some groups which were like broader. So, for example, I was in group where 10 participants paid really a lot, thousands like dollars, and they shared their insights for some specific topic, or like for self identification and so on, self growth, and lots of other participants just were like passive
Listeners?
listeners. Yeah. So I was that passive listener, and that process also opened a huge amount of insights. Sometimes I cried, sometimes I were like blown up because once those people shared like some deeper insights, I also received a possibility to name some processes which happened inside me. So, for example, I had some inner process, but were just worried why it's happening, why it happens with me, what happens with me. I feel so alone, I feel so bad, I feel so unsure in these things. But I didn't understand what actually happens with me. But once another person shared also the same, and some moderator named that. So this is happening with you. I see like, oh my God, this is happening with me too. So it's the key to understand how to fight that or how to cope with that.
Mm-hmm. Listening to someone's experience, example, real life situation. Yes, I know what you mean. Nice, nice. And how long you've been doing this? You've been into this?
Last group started last October. Yeah. It helped. Like actually, I started the group therapy once I got fired from previous job. Like I wasn't fired, but the previous job just ended. Yeah, for all of us. So I had pretty hard period for me, and it also helped me to survive. Yeah, to survive that period.
Yes.
To cope, yeah, that period. And now I have much um, energetic, much positive period of time. Yeah, and I asked myself, should I proceed or not, or like everything's okay right now, and I should stop. But I looked back 1 year ago and reflected what actually changed in my life during this year, and I see lots of changes, lots of positive changes in my life. That's why I, even if I don't see like direct connections, oh my God, this happens in my therapy, or set like because of because of some therapeutic processes. But once it was in my life, and once I had positive change in my life, I can see like some non-direct connections. So it also helped me to make my life better, to live easier.
Do you think you should continue? So,
Yeah. I just choose. I decided to continue.
that's great. I'm happy to know that. And we all need that support. Yeah, it might be invisible. And yes, you cannot see the impact straight after that therapy or that sessions, but they all work. And I think that's a big skill to find that connection, to find when the cause and result, or the action and then result in your life, that connection. Yeah, it's a skill, and many people cannot find them. Awesome, thank you. We talked a lot about that moon impact and change in your emotions and ways to survive, to cope, and therapy. Thank you.
Thank you also. I like your t-shirt.
Thank you. That's a dress.
Ah, okay. I like the dress.
Well, I wish you a great, productive day and see you next time.
Same to you. Same to you. Thanks.
Bye.
Have a nice week. Bye.
Bye.